Fight one of them, you fight all of them. Hey.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Koopa, man. I'm back. You know, we about that love, life, and loyalty. But oh yeah, let me go ahead and let y'all know about the view real quick, cause I gotta, for copyright reasons and stuff like that. So my video don't get taken down, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them problems. So let me tell y'all, this is gonna be oh yeah, also, excuse me. I didn't view the video for the purposes of me to react the correct way. I don't want to sit here and know what the video is and how it is and be trying to go scripted and stuff like that. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be organic with it. But anyway, my last video, I was reacting to a 1090J video. Once what I said in that video was basically he was a white homie that been in the Florida prison system for like a couple years and he blood or whatever, you know. I mean shit. I don't know much about him on that tip, but that's what he said and other people don't say. So I'm just giving y'all what's already put out there in the media and stuff like that. But anyway, this video is supposed to be about a Latin King back at the crib, man. He done caught a couple bodies and the man got Down syndrome, bro. Now I done met Down syndrome people and stuff like that, and them people, they get real emotional. They don't know how to really, they don't know how to like keep their emotions intact, like a kid with Asperger's. If y'all ever seen them, they get out of body quick too. So I'm not saying this is out of the norm, but it is out of the norm that this man is a whole Latin King. Like, damn, bro, like. Y'all just brought him on to the crib, huh? Y'all brought him on to the nation and stuff like that. But yeah, we reacting to, a Latin King back at the crib, you know what I'm saying? Caught a few bodies, so all right.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a Chirac Latin King with Down syndrome that's been charged with gunning down two people. With the beating of 6ix9ine down in Florida, the Latin Kings have been trending across social media. And now, a Latin King out of Chicago has made headlines for showing how down for the set he is. February 26, 2023, Chicago police spotted a stolen Chrysler 300 riding through the city's west side. Attempting to stop the vehicle, the Chrysler took off at a high rate of speed while officers observed an item being thrown from the car window. A brief pursuit.
All right, first, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, my analytics said I got a bunch of older users, but I really highly doubt the 100% of the age range is watching my videos between 40 and 56. That's what my analytics said this morning. I'm thinking there's just a bunch of y'all that had y'all YouTube since y'all was kids and y'all still hadn't made your damn your YouTube account that you born in motherfucking 1962 and all kinds of extra shit at 70 1974 and 76 and shit like that. But anyway, I was just gonna get at y'all for y'all that never really got pulled over, especially dealing with CPD, man. Them motherfuckers do not play. Let me tell y'all, these motherfuckers do not play. But in general, y'all getting pulled over, tossing anything out the window is like that's like one of them like them giving type of things. They already know that's what everybody gonna do. If y'all got something, you gonna try to get it out the window. So usually they got that spotlight on the car before y'all stop. So when you toss something, they always see it. Like you can never really get that past them. You got to be like way up the street before they get on you, and then you dump it. But yeah.
Would end when the vehicle stopped and two men attempted to run. Officers would fire stun guns before restraining the suspects and located a .380 caliber handgun which was believed to have been the item thrown from the vehicle. 21-year-old Anthony Maldonado and 22-year-old Nicholas Samudo would be arrested at the scene and identified by the driver as the two suspects who fatally shot a man 16 hours earlier. Nicholas Samudo is a documented member of the Latin Kings.
See, I ain't even looking, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got no kids. So I don't want God to, you know what I'm saying, come back and make something like this happen to one of my kids. So I ain't gonna come at him about uh his disability or whatever you want to call it, but just think about that though. Like, man, like yeah, he probably got Down syndrome, but he probably still act normal. But I'm just looking like, bro, why y'all put him down on the hood, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? I already know why. I already know why. They knew he was a crash test dummy. That's just how it is. You got somebody you know that's gonna go ahead and crash, and you know they'll probably keep their mouth shut, but they'll crash. You 9 times 10 pick them up and be like, yeah, yeah, you gang. And a lot of times they really will make them gang. It ain't no, oh, he don't know nothing that's going on in the game. We just tell him what to do. No, the people like this that be crash test them be really dead in the middle of the game. They ain't dead in the middle of the nation and stuff. They know what's going on and they be putting in work. But they always gonna be that fall guy for the big homies. You know what I'm saying? The chairmen, you know what I'm saying? The chiefs and all them, the lieutenants. You know what I'm saying? These guys gonna be the fall guy because like, man, he ain't value his life. He did whatever we told him to, but just how the game go. I don't know if y'all know about that, but that's just how it is.
Who goes by the name Smush and is also documented or diagnosed with Down syndrome. It was 2:35 a.m. when officers arrived at the 2700 block of West 18th Street. A dead body laid in between two parked vehicles with gunshot wounds to the chest and head. He was identified as 22-year-old Tomas Villa. An investigation would soon learn Tomas was walking home after parking his car when he was mistaken for a member of a rival gang because of the hat he was wearing. Tomas had walked past the stolen Chrysler when Anthony opened fire from the front passenger window, causing Tomas to...
Oh yeah, all right. So let me let y'all know about that. That's real big in Chicago. Honestly, it's big in any hood, but I'm from Chicago, so I'm speaking from the crib perspective. But that's just a known thing. You get a steamer, you know what I'm saying, which is a stolen whip. You know what I'm saying. You get that real quick, and you go do a hit in it. But the crazy thing is, when you up there doing that type of stuff, it's so easy to get caught in the middle of it because you in a stolen car, bro. Like you be riding, you know what I'm saying? You'll have some people in the car, y'all mounted up, y'all on y'all way to do the, you know what I'm saying, do a hit. And while you on your way there, 12 can ride past and be like, cause I don't know if y'all cities, y'all towns, y'all little villages, wherever the hell y'all live at. I don't know if y'all police is up to date, but a lot of these cop trucks, them, you know what I'm saying, them newer trucks, they got the cameras in the grill and in the bumper, and they'll pull up the license plate of the vehicle that's either behind or in front of them. They don't have to type it in all the time anymore. They just got one of them things that's like it's basically like a facial recognition if you want to call it that. To be real with you, and they'll immediately pull it up. Like I remember, okay, so quick little story just to give y'all an example how I know about it. It was like 2017. Yeah, I think it was 2017. I left my pop's crib. My pops, he was staying out in the south suburbs at this point, and I went down to see one of my cousins over in the low end. So I'm in the low end. I'm down on 67 the low, hang with my cousins, stuff like that. And it's getting late, so I'm like, all right, you know, I'm finna go and get from around here because it's wartime. We call that wartime, you know what I'm saying? So I leave, and then once I get up, towards like 111, the traffic was so backed up. I'm like, bro, nah, because I'm finna go out to Joliet. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not finna drive there. I'm finna just take the streets. So my ex at the time, her mom always used to take the streets to get from the city back out to the burbs. So I go and take 111. Then I come through it's a suburb, it's a little town that's just connected to Chicago. It's a little town. You can go a couple blocks into here and do a couple blocks back, you be back in the hood. But anyway, it's called Oakline. I'm coming through Oakline and I'm low key driving fast. I'm driving 45, 50 miles an hour. And then I'm up there driving so fast that the police is in front of me. And I start slowing down. I'm like, oh shit, they go the police. So I start slowing down. This motherfucker fuck around and he still slow down and pull me over. I'm like, bro, I slowed down. He pulled me over. He's like, man, I clocked you at this. I was like, how? You weren't even in front of me. I mean, you weren't even behind me. He was like, no, he's like, I got a camera in both grills, in the grill and the back. And immediately like snapshot it and told me you was going 45 and the 35. I was like, damn. So I'm looking at him like, damn. And then cool thing is though, he knew that was like some new shit at the time. So he just told me like, all right, man, you need to slow it down. He's like, cause I could sit here and go ahead and give you a ticket. So I told him like, all right, I appreciate it. Then he let me go.
take cover in between two vehicles. That's when Smush got out of the back seat of the car, stood over Tomas, and fired rounds into his chest and head. A surveillance camera captured the murder, but the suspects couldn't be identified. Detectives instead tracked the car's movements before and after the shooting with different surveillance cameras, including a liquor store's, which helped them identify the suspects. 380 caliber shell casings were found at the scene of Tomas's body, and it's believed Smush threw the 380 from the vehicle during the chase. A gunshot residue test would be conducted and positively react to Smush's red hoodie. Anthony and Smush would be charged with the stolen vehicle, resisting police, and felony murder, while the driver went uncharged. Smush would go into court where his public defender brought up his Down syndrome, saying he has mild to moderate mental and physical disabilities. The prosecution would then indict Smush on a second murder, alleging he killed a man 10 days before he killed the second.
And as I just said to y'all earlier, crash test dummy. You killed somebody 10 days earlier. Bro, when you do a hit, I'm not promoting. I don't want YouTube to come after me, but I'm not promoting. But I'm just saying, just on some thinking shit. If you just killed somebody 10 days ago, y'all know 10 days is not long ago. 10 days ago, you supposed to be maneuvering different, supposed to be put up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Moving slight, because you never know that what if you are being investigated? What if somebody told on you? What if somebody actually saw you? They told the police, and the police is watching your every move. The hell you over here going and stealing a car, and then going to do a hit with your homie, right? You know what I'm saying? This man had it coming. That's what I mean about a crash test dummy.
This was unlikely to be a random shooting. It was very aggressive given the nature of the shooting.
He wasn't breathing anymore. He was dead already. I called the ambulance, but it was too late.
On February 16th, Illinois State Police responded to Interstate 55 just after 9:30 at night. Stateies would locate an SUV on the right side of the expressway with the driver's side rear window shot out. A pregnant woman with her 11 and 3-year-old daughters were outside of the vehicle, while her husband and their father, 28-year-old Humberto Garcia, was pronounced dead inside of the vehicle. They had just turned onto the expressway when the wife heard an explosion, believing it was a tire. She looked back and saw the window was shot out and screamed for her kids to get down. Her 11-year-old daughter shielded her 3-year-old sister as gunfire erupted, and the wife thought everything was okay until her husband lost control of the vehicle. She grabbed the wheel, guiding the SUV off to the right before putting it in park and checking on her husband. He'd been shot dead, and shortly after
See, let me be real with y'all. So, yeah, that shit, it sound cool in the, you know what I'm saying, the music. You know what I'm saying? The music always make it sound good. You might be drunk, you might be busting a pill and stuff like that, busting off a pill. Yeah. All that might sound cool and stuff. But this is always the result. This is always the result. This was always gonna be the result. Like, the man, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, on the news, they're not gonna tell us if this dude was on some extra stuff that we don't know about. But just the whole fact, like, back when my parents came up, and, you know, people before them, and probably I ain't even gonna lie, even probably like in the early thousands when I was still a kid, dudes ain't really do that. Okay, they see you with your kids and your wife, and they still just like clap y'all up. They, you know what I'm saying, run down on y'all. Nah. They be like, all right, nah, we're just gonna get you when we get you, cause that was back when people had a code, they had an honor, they had honor about themselves. Like, man, you catch me over here taking my grandma to the store, I want you to spare me. Not because of me being right here and y'all could have got me. In fact, my grandma right here. She ain't got nothing to do with what we doing. So stuff like this, bro, they ain't no honor no more. Ain't no more honor. It's just whatever. You see them, you go get them now.
enforcement arrived, she was taken to the hospital as a pregnancy precaution. Through extensive investigation, the suspected shooter's vehicle and passengers were identified, which put law enforcement's eye on King Smush. The shooting was determined to be a case of road rage, and the same investigators would later assist in his capture. So in a span of 10 days, Smush had killed 2 men, but investigators would also note that 3 years back, Smush was suspected of having killed another man.
A Chicago man has been laid to rest 1 week after he was found dead in the street in McKinley Park. His family says he was murdered, shot in the back of the head.
Like, why? He wasn't in, I mean, I don't judge nobody, but you know, he wasn't in a gang or anything.
December 30th, 2020, it was 1 a.m. in the morning when someone driving saw a man laying in the middle of the street. Police arrived on scene, observing the trauma to the man's head when an ambulance transported him to the hospital. 21-year-old Gene Cobian was pronounced dead, and while it was initially thought he'd been hit by a car, it turned out he'd been shot in the back of the head. His mother was notified her son had been executed and his car and phone were missing. 6 weeks after the murder, police arrested Smush, who was found with a bullet inside of a backpack while they were investigating a double-packed car. It turned out a witness had...
See, all right, and that's another thing that people do not realize. I'm going back to that crash test dummy thing in a second, but I'm about to say, like, if y'all honestly sit here and watch, like, First 48, you know what I'm saying, or Forensic Files, man, y'all gotta catch me. I watch Forensic Files. That's that old stuff. Their cases are all old, so you get to see how it all started out to where we made it to where we at now, which you see on First 48. They don't always catch somebody just on the fact somebody told. They'll catch somebody just like that. They just said they was investigating a car that was double parts. And then they found the bullet in there. And that bullet linked this fool to somebody that been killed. You know what I'm saying? These things, like, it's a lot that play into cases, and people don't realize that. They be just thinking, like, you don't get caught with the gun, and you don't get caught on camera, and nobody telling you good. Nope. You got gunshot residue, GSR. If you ever really shot a gun, because some people don't know this, if you actually really shot a gun, boy, that gunpowder, boy, be singeing. I done messed around and shot a few pipes. I was at the range. Let me say that real quick for YouTube. I was at the range, so I don't want y'all to be coming after me like that. I was firing legal, you know what I'm saying, legal poles. Let's get that straight. But yeah, I was firing a Glock 45, man. And when I was popping it, I had on just a t-shirt, boy, and I saw him shooting it. The gunshot residue burnt me in my face. Like, a lot of it kept popping back, and it got on my cheek. It burnt my cheek. It burned a little bit near my beard. And the smell was just on me when I left the gun range. But anyway, I'm just saying, GSR, you know what I'm saying? Evidence like having a shell, or evidence of you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, y'all be seeing Law and Order and stuff like that, or it'd be a footprint. These things just really be happening.
Positively identified him as taking part in Gene's murder. Smush was 18 at the time. This was his 17th arrest, but he was never actually charged with the murder, as the case against him was weak. And it turns out he'd never actually been convicted of any crime. Facing the rest of his life in prison, King Smush is tied to 3 bodies in the city of Chicago, and just may be the only member of any gang to have Down syndrome and be down for the said. Now, this is one of the wildest cases I've ever heard of, and I'm not surprised it's coming out of Chicago. I would have guessed Chicago, Florida, or the Bronx. To hear that the Latin Kings have a no discrimination policy is wild, because I can't imagine anybody seeing somebody with Down syndrome and being like, yeah, we're gonna make him one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, but obviously something within him is either naturally violent or his environment has trained him to be how he is. I mean, he's got 2 teardrops tatted on his face, a dollar sign.
Yeah, let me be real with y'all, man. The land, you know, some people know that, but other people don't. But we call Chicago the land. The land, that's just what it is. This is what it is. If you really in them trenches and you really stomping, because you got some people in the trenches that's trying to avoid what's going on in the trenches. You got other people that's in the trenches and they diving in that motherfucker head first. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? They stepping. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they live and breathe, you know what I'm saying? To have their name in the, you know what I'm saying? Because like we be saying all day scoring, bro, y'all got to just look at it like the NBA, bro. With everybody in, you know what I'm saying, in Chicago that's actually playing in the trenches, not somebody that's just in the living in the trenches. Somebody that's playing in the trenches. They want their names to be put on the Raptors. I mean Raptors. They want their names put in the Raptors up there, like, oh, that go his jersey. Boy, hey, that man, when he was in them streets, boy, he was scoring almost every other week, and every score he got, he did on his own. That's how it literally, if you look at it from basketball perspective, you can understand people that's playing in the trenches where they mind at. Because, like, you got Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron. All three of them, they mindsets was to be the best. That's all it is, to be the best, be the best, be the best, be the best. So imagine that in somebody that's stomping in the trenches, and that's all they look at is the trenches. They not looking at like, man, I want to lead the trenches one day. No, no, they want to be known in them trenches. They want to be, oh, you know who that is. That's Woo Woo from up the street. Yeah, bro. You remember that party back in 2018, bro? Yeah, bro. He sent it up. He pulled up, bro, and sent it up. You know what I'm saying? Just a hood famous person. You hood famous. Hood fame is the people in the trenches the same as being famous to, you know what I'm saying, on TV, basically.
And since he was 18, he's been named in murder investigations. This man allegedly has committed 3 murders. He's only 22 years old, and he has Down syndrome. What? Like, I don't mean to laugh because it's a serious, but what? Like, imagine you gotta, yeah, da-da-da got killed. Nah, he got killed. Who did it? And then you see his picture. What? And one of the craziest aspects about the entire situation is it wasn't even him that snitched. Apparently, it was the driver who went unnamed, unarrested, uncharged with anything. I mean, he could have made up any story like, yo, they had the gun on me and they made me drive and this and that. But it wasn't even bruh that snitched. It wasn't Smush. It was apparently someone else. And we don't know what the fuck he's diagnosed with. But damn, this shit's crazy. Now on a serious note, I mean, it's horrible because everyone that was killed, you had a case of mistaken identity. You had a father that was killed in front of his 11 and 3-year-old daughter and his pregnant wife, his 6-month pregnant wife. And then you had some other 21-year-old kid that was going home and got shot in the back of the head. Has no idea what the fuck just happened. He's walking home and everything turns off. And apparently his head and chest were damaged to the point that they thought he was hit by a car when it turned out he was shot in the back of the head. Which I'm assuming means he was hit with a bullet big enough to do crazy damage if it's affecting all this. If what is being alleged is true, how do you punish somebody with Down syndrome, bro?
And that's what I was just thinking the whole time listening to bro talk. I was like, man, so how they gonna go about this? Because in Chicago, we don't have a death penalty. Our version of the death penalty is when they give you 45 years or higher. But most of the time, they always dropping 45 years on people because they know 45 to anybody age is basically a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? So that's a life sentence in Chicago, like 45 years, and then they send you to the prison. It's like we got a prison, we got 2. Nah, we got 1 prison in Joliet. It's the NRC. It's the Statesville, and that Statesville is the one that they opened it up when they closed the one that they made Prison Break at, and where they made the Blues Brothers movie at. That was a real prison where there was stuff go down there. I met dudes that was actually in there. Dudes was in their 40s, and they tell me about what it was like that. A couple of my uncles been there back in the 90s and stuff like that. But yeah, they closed that prison. They opened up the NRC, Statesville, right there. It's right by Romeoville and Lockport and Joliet. It's like a little trifecta. It's like far, okay, if you're facing the prison, far left, it'd go to Joliet and to the old prison. And what is it else over there? New Lenox area. But if you go far right, you go to the old Romeoville, new Romeoville, and then it turns to Bolingbrook. And then if you go backwards, like if you turn around and go the other way, that takes you to Lockport. Lockport, I don't really know much what to tell y'all about Lockport. It's just It's a small town, but ooh, sorry about that. But anyway,
Cause it's like, can you still be held accountable? You got people that will go the mental route saying they're mentally crazy, but would that work for him? Could they put him in a general population prison yard? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna go over there and pick up a knife and keep gangbanging? Or was he led down this direction by his family, his peers, etc.? It's hard to understand, but I would assume that an environment that's filled with violence and bloodshed, you're gonna become that if that's your influence. You're gonna get with it or fall victim. Even to the point that if you're mentally, like, if you have Down syndrome and you still understand, even though you have disabilities, you still understand it's life or death out here. And he decided to pick up a gun. Man, drop y'all's thoughts in the comments section. Let me know what y'all think. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
all right, y'all. Basically, what I'm gonna put it as like my final thoughts to it or whatever. Man, that's crazy because like the way I look at it, I'm like, dang, bro. But he was a real stepper. See, that's just what it is. It's just that's a real stepper right there. So I can't really give you no opinion on it, like why was he like this or did somebody lead him down a bad road? Nah, bro, that's just what it be. That's what I mean about you got people that live in the trenches and you got people that's actually like they stepping in the trenches. They out. They want their name in them Raptors out there. They want to be. They want their jersey up there, hang out there with the greats. They want to be under like, man, I was able to, you know what I'm saying? Like I was able to lead a nation like Larry, Jeff Ford, Angelo Foe, David Barksdale, Willie Lloyd. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Or they actually like, man, I can't lead the nation, but I want to be the best soldier in the nation. I want to be the enforcer. I want to be the best shooter out there. Like I'm the Steph Curry of the trenches over here. You know what I mean? Like I'm just, man, I'm just out here in the damn stands and I'm hitting full on threes, wet. And y'all know it's a guarantee when I shoot, I score. But man, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just what it is. Like you gotta just take it with a grain of salt. Some people say chew the meat, spit out the bones. So, you know what I'm saying? Just gotta take it for what it is. But that's your boy Koopa. I appreciate all y'all supporting my last video with the woman and her son that was taken out of here by the baby father and everything. I appreciate the reviews y'all gave me on that. I actually enjoy the comments because I actually respond to y'all in my comments, man. Like I'm gonna respond, man. I just like that, man. Uh Hey, y'all feeling generous, man. Look. We could treat this like the church, man. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to give me a lot, but you could show up with $1. You know what I'm saying? Them blessings is coming. You know what I'm saying? Help me get my channel even more off the ground. Help me get somewhere to give me a real camera because I ain't scared to come on camera. I just know I seen what this webcam look like. It's all grainy. So it's like, nah, it's going to bring the property value down on my video if I use that bogus webcam. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all feeling generous, y'all want to donate to the church right now, man. Y'all want to donate to the brother over here. Send it to my cash app. My cash tag is money sign KOOPA capital S. And hey, like I said, we about that love, life, and loyalty. Or that life, love, life, loyalty, however y'all want to say it, because I ain't gonna tell you how to say it. But some of my homies, they'll say knowledge, wisdom, understanding. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out with me. I'm sorry that I dropped the video so late. Your boy was out here trying to fix on my damn I got an old four Impala. I drove it to Texas from Chicago, and she was still just doing her thing for so long that now she tired. So she need me to go and get under that hood and work some magic on it. You know what I mean? But hey, hit me in the comments, y'all. Y'all be safe, man. Stay prayed up for real. You know, to the men in the trenches, man. Stay dangerous. But hey, appreciate y'all.